This week on Kentucky Afield, sometimes your fishing trip doesn't go as planned. How we made the best of it on a trip at Rough River Lake.
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
All right.
Next, Kentucky is home to some of the most beautiful birds in the world.
I've heard a male singing, and so this is probably his territory.
Find out what some are doing to make sure it stays that way. And the bass move deeper, the hotter it gets. We'll show you a technique to find them. It's all next on Kentucky Afield.
Yeah, we got one. Sweet.
A muskrat?
Yeah.
Good job.
What do you know about that, man? That's a good fish, man.
Nice male smallmouth. Healthy, pretty color.
Cody, here. Find us one more good pheasant, Cody.
As biologists, we catch ducks and we place bands on them.
And it's just a really excellent place to see cottonmouths.
I like it.
What do you think?
That was pretty fun.
Hello and welcome to Kentucky Afield. I'm your host, Chad Miles. Join us as we journey the Commonwealth in search of outdoor adventure. When you head out on the water, you usually have a plan of catching fish, but sometimes things don't go as expected. So you are in the 4th grade, right?
Yes.
Are you playing hooky today or spring break?
Yeah.
Today, it's Saturday. So how this works today is the first one you hook that's really, really big, you hand me the pole, okay? You should have seen his eyes. I'm just teasing. I would never take your pole. I'm just teasing you. There you go. There you go. Fish number 1. You got you a nice one. Need about 50 of those. So Carson, what's your favorite type of fish to fish for?
Any fish that pulls really hard.
Which kind of fish pulls real hard?
Hybrid, catfish.
You know, we're catching crappie right now, but we didn't start this day out trying to catch crappie, did we?
No.
We tried to catch some hybrids, but man, there was no wind, the water was just slick, and we didn't have a lot of luck. You told me, you go, I bet we can catch some crappie. So now we're gonna give that a go, huh? Oh, and I just got a bite. Crappie may not pull real super hard, but they're a lot of fun to catch, aren't they?
Yeah.
A small one.
He is really catching one every single cast.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, you can do that all over this lake. They are on fire.
So BJ, you live within about a half hour or so from Rough River, right?
Yeah.
Is this where Carson got most of his fishing experience?
Yeah, he's been coming here with me since, well, I mean, since he could barely walk, and it's a pretty good place to fish. But you know, he fishes a lot in a pond that we have back behind the house, and this kid will fish in anything. I mean, he'll fish in a rain puddle.
I'll tell you what, most people out there know I have a 5-year-old son, and I'm really looking forward to the day that he'll hang out here all day in the rain and fish with you, and he just absolutely loves it. He's excited to hit the next piece of timber, the next lay down. He can't wait.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool.
Oh my gosh, you got another one.
It's a good one here,
Oh,
too.
that's a good one.
Is that a good one?
Yeah, a good one. Oh,
Swallowed it.
a monster. You got another one. That's a good one.
They're gonna get discouraged if they're not catching anything, and you just gotta keep them positive and put them around fish. I mean, if you can get them catching fish, it's nothing more addictive to them than that. And especially on these day trips like this, you need to make sure you bring a lot of food for them. Sometimes if me and him are fishing together, I mean, I need him to keep me confident.
Yep, come out here like Eeyore, you're probably not gonna catch them.
Yeah.
Love now.
What we're throwing is just a little curly tail grub. I think it's about a 2-incher on a 16th ounce jig head. We chose to use pearl today because the water's kind of clear. And a red head, I don't know if the red head makes a big difference or not, but in my mind it does. So confidence is key when you're fishing.
But tell me about, you've been catching crappie for the past couple weeks, right?
Yeah, we catch crappie up here from December through about the 2nd week of April. And usually, you know, in the wintertime, we use our graphs, we find them, we sit over top of them, vertical jig and catch them. But now's that magic time to where you can bounce around and, you know, hit different spots and catch 5 or 6 here and 5 or 6 there. And it's really, really fun because you get to cast to them.
We got one too.
Carson's got one too. Oh, we had a double.
Get it in there. Everybody's catching.
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
All right, good job.
You pulled up here and you told me we're gonna catch fish on that lay down right there.
Yep.
You didn't tell me you were gonna catch big ones like that.
You know, for people that have kids and want to get them into fishing, I mean, this is some of the easiest fishing to do. And crappie, as we all know, are the best fish to eat too.
You know what? You said that hybrid fishing was your favorite. You keep catching them like that, you might change your mind. Nice. That's a good one.
That's a good one, ain't it?
We'll take that one.
Deeper.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
that's a good crappie there. Look how fat that thing is. You like fish sandwiches? I saw a picture of you holding a really big bass. I bet that pulled hard.
Yes.
What's your biggest bass ever?
That bass is 8 pounds.
That's a really big one. Nothing more rewarding than getting out and spending the day fishing with your son, is there?
No, there's not.
I tell you, I appreciate you bringing us out today, and we've had a lot of fun. What do I got here?
What the? Let's put it in the live well.
No, don't put that in the live well. You get me in trouble. I don't care what type of fishing you're doing. If you're going out there planning on catching a certain species of fish in a certain way in one location, it just never works out, does it?
No.
You pretty much
Nope.
have to be willing to change your game plan if you're a tournament bass fisherman or you're trying to catch bluegill.
Yep.
You got to be willing to change your technique, change your game plan, and you know, it's always fun to fish for what's biting.
It is.
And today, that's been crappie.
That's been crappie. And we're going to get to take some home, and that's one of the most rewarding things about crappie fishing is those nice crappie fillets, ain't it, Carson?
That's exactly right. It's hard to beat them, that's for sure.
We got some crappie, some blacks, and some whites. And we got, I guess, a meal. Great day fishing today.
Bird boxes come in many different shapes and sizes. If you're out on a department-owned lake or a wildlife management area and you see something that looks a little different, keep an eye on it. You may see some really unique wildlife.
Well, we're gonna head up here to this point. Some good habitat up here.
Yeah, it looks swampy.
Yeah. Probably come back out and put our second box out here. I think let's go with your spot, Kate. It's a little bit more wooded.
Yeah, there's some places we could put one.
Yeah, I think over there is a little bit better.
We're out here today putting up nest boxes for Prothonotary warblers. This species is a species of concern in Kentucky, and that's because it was found to be declining. This is our only cavity nesting warbler in Kentucky, and so something we can do for them is put up nest boxes.
This is a great location. We're at Lake Benji-Kinman. The Audubon Club donated a lot of materials and time and effort to build and paint all of these boxes. I'll show you one right here. So it's a little bit of a different design than your normal birdhouse or bird box. It's a PVC pipe. It's got a pretty small opening on it. That's to prevent other nest parasites from getting into these cavities. We found that Prothonotary warblers are not picky about what kind of nest they use. They will use anything, and that makes it easy for us to create a design that will last a really long time. We chose this location because it's a forested wetland area, and these are swamp warblers. That's one of their nicknames. We'll put these boxes over water, and we'll put our first one in right over here.
This is on here with a compression fitting, so if you ever need to replace the box or take it off and repair it, you can pretty easily, and it'll screw onto that post she's just put in.
Because we're placing this pretty close to land, we're gonna face the hole out towards open water. If this were further into the water, we would actually face the opening of the hole back onto land. There's been research done where the warblers just like that type of box orientation better, so that's what we're gonna do. Thank you very much. Tightens up pretty easy with a screwdriver. Pretty stable. It'll move around a little bit, but it's in the ground pretty solid. We're gonna take a GPS point location of where this box is. Whenever we come back in May, we'll know exactly where to look. We'll walk out to the next spot. We'll try to get it in as far as we can get it. We're gonna put the second post on here. It's got the box attached to it already. Once they have established a nesting territory, they'll probably come back year after year, maybe not use the exact same nest, but they will use the same area. So hopefully we'll get some warblers in here. We're out here at Benji-Kinman Lake again today. We came out a couple months ago to put up some Prothonotary warbler nest boxes. We're wanting to see if the warblers are using them, so we're gonna take a peek inside of a few of the boxes. Hopefully we'll have some nests or eggs. Best case scenario is some chicks. So let's go out there and see what we got. We put the boxes over water as a natural predator prevention. Snakes, especially rat snakes, they really like to climb into nest cavities and eat the eggs or even the chicks sometimes. This is what we call a peeper camera. It's got a small enough camera lens on it that we can stick it right into the box and view what it's seeing on the monitor. Okay, so this one is empty. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's just an empty cavity. And that's okay, we've still got several more boxes to check. We put up around 20 or so boxes on this lake, so we'll just move on to the next one. I don't see anything just yet, but I've heard a male singing, and so this is probably his territory. So we'll take a peek inside of the box and see what we got. Right in time. It looks like we have some chicks and maybe an egg or two. There's definitely 1, 2, 3, 4 chicks. Oh no, 5 chicks. There's actually 5 chicks in there and 1 egg. That's really good. Warblers typically lay 5 to 6 eggs, so 5 of them have already hatched. They're super young, so maybe that last egg will hatch out. We'll have 6 babies. Oh, and that was the male singing right up there. He says, sweet, 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 sweet. He's got a grub in his mouth. It's feeding time. We don't want to keep him away too long. We'll let him get back to his babies and give him some lunch.
Now let's check in and see who's catching what and where in this week's fishing report.
Hi, this is John Williams with a fishing report for Southeast Kentucky. At Lake Cumberland, the striped bass fishing has picked up of late. Fish are really scattered, though, depth-wise, anywhere from close to the surface down to 60 or 70 feet. Seems like the bigger fish are coming in deep water. The live bait's ticket, and most of the fish are around the mouths of the major creeks. In the tailwater there at Lake Cumberland, our Curl Clerks report seeing nice catches of rainbows and brook trout close to the dam. Generally, as you move downstream, you get fewer fish, but larger fish. Rooster tails, power bait, night crawlers all seem to be working for the trout. And lastly, summertime is a great time to take a float trip on one of our many rivers. Upper Cumberland, Big South Fork, Buck Creek, South Fork, Kentucky River all offer good smallmouth fishing and sunfish fishing. As always, good luck. Be safe.
This is Kevin Fry with your Eastern Area Fisheries Report. A lot of good bluegill catches, continuing at present. Some fish from spawning beds at Dewey Lake and also from smaller ponds in the area. Waxworms suspended under bobber working well. Largemouth bass anglers seeing improving success. Yatesville and Fish Trap Lakes having good numbers, and smaller keeper fish on crankbaits and larger sized fish on plastic worms and tubes. Fish numbers are better on or near wood structure and in shoreline areas with changes in habitat types. A few muskie catches while trolling main lake channel areas at Buckhorn and also in North Fork, Kentucky River. Large inline spinnerbaits or jointed crankbaits being used. Look for muskie at Buckhorn now to start moving with gizzard shad up lake.
This is Justin with your fishing report from the Northeast. Cave Run has a lot of milfoil and curly pondweed this spring to target the deeper edges and pockets of the vegetation for bass. Another opportunity at Cave Run are the sunfish. There have been a few reports of white bass jumps, so while you are fishing for bass, you may keep a spare rod rigged up with a cast master for these guys, especially if you're fishing in the clay lick or all-free area of the lake. Catfishing is a great opportunity at Grayson Lake. They are finishing up spawning this time of year, so they will be looking to feed heavily to put back on some weight. Target them around woody debris or rocky areas since they may still be close to where they spawned. For the trout fishermen out there, don't think the season is coming to an end yet. There's still good opportunities under the light at Greenbow and Mill Creek Reservoir. That should do it for us in the Northeast. Good luck and take a kid fishing next time you go.
As the summer sun warms our lakes and streams, fishing can get pretty tough and anglers may want to try to fish deeper. Give this technique a try. You may just catch more fish. We are here out on Kentucky Lake drop shot fishing on the ledges.
Now guys, since we're just using an 8-pound test line here and medium action stuff, you know, you're not exactly going to horse these fish in the boat. Now these are post-spawn fish, Chad. They've came out from the beds, they're done, they're moving out toward ledges here, and they're schooled up. And this action is going to go on up into September.
That's a nice fish. I got one about half that size. Glad to have it.
Now I only have one quick question.
Yes.
Does drop shot fishing work?
Well, we've made 2 casts each, and we've had 3 bites.
And
so
2 fish.
That's pretty good.
I just like to take that lead, let it settle on the bottom, and then just twitch the worm. Now, as you can imagine, when I twitch that worm, it's jumping up and down violently underwater. Then I let it settle back down, and I pop it some more. If I don't get bit, after about 3 series of that, then all I want to do is just pull the whole thing to me about 6 or 8 foot, let it settle back down, take the slack out, and start the process over again.
It really is very similar, but you got a little more weight on there to shake your head worm fishing. I mean, you're pulling it, snapping it, pulling it a couple feet, setting it back in, settling in, working it again, right?
The only difference is you get a lot more action out of your lure by it being free floating.
Well, yeah, and you put it in a strike zone a little better because you're not on the bottom.
Yeah. There he is. Oh, whoa.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. He came my way for a minute. Now we're going to go somewhere else.
You let me know if I can help you out up there.
You want to fight it?
Yeah, I'm tired. Like I've had enough of this fish. You can help me out here.
Well now, of course this sounds better than it is because of the light line and the light tackle. Now let me give you another hint. If you're tournament fishing and you're going to keep these fish, the downside to this is that this fish has to pretty much fight itself out. So it's used a lot of its energy. So it's really important to keep these fish in a really good aerated live well with some type of rejuvenate to keep these fish alive because they fight themselves out so hard.
Now I noticed that the way you got your worm hooked there, you're not you're coming back. You're not wacky rigging it, but it's
no, it's down about an inch, and then just through the head. And when you snap this in the water, man, it just does all kind of crazy stuff. And then it floats to the bottom, and you pop it up again, it does all kind of crazy stuff. And all this is going on right in the strike zone.
Yeah.
And they just can't take it. They just can't take it like a cat and a mouse, man. Gotta have it. Yeah, he's better. Yeah, he's better.
Boy, they're fun to catch on
Oh,
drop shot.
absolutely. You know, a lot of people drop shot, they think you have to do it right straight up and down under the boat, but we're casting these.
Yeah, casting these things out. Almost more flipping. I got you.
From a guy's perspective, drop shot fishing is a real hoot because take the novice, he can catch a bass. I carry some disabled people too, and some stroke victims and different things, and some of the wounded warriors and whatnot. And I'm able to bring them out here, and they maybe would have some type of physical limitation, but this is something that they can do straight up and down. If you've got one hand you can grip a rod with, you can catch a bass.
Oh yeah. And it's not as much casting as either. I mean, no. You're throwing a crankbait, you're casting it out, and you're retrieving it, and about every minute you're throwing again less than that, probably 2 or 3 casts.
You're talking about work now.
Yeah.
After they've been power fished hard, you know, there's any number of times that I went right in behind the guy that fished a school of fish that he could see on his graph and did not get bit, assumed the fish wouldn't bite, and then left them. And I come back in with a drop shot, this little finesse worm right behind him, and be very productive on that hole. All right. Show me a big one.
Oh, John.
Oh, you are.
You're not a bad fish.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty fish.
Ah, he flipped your lead off. Oh, there it is. I thought he had it.
This one here's been hooked a time or two as well. You know how much truth there is to it, but I've heard that some fish may bite, and some fish will never, ever hit an artificial lure. Now, how they know the difference, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Feel like you got a good one?
Well, he feels a little better. Either that or he's got a lot more power.
Yeah.
Or it could always be a drum, you know.
It could be a drum, you know. We'll take a drum, too. We've caught enough fish today that, that's good fish. Caught enough fish today that throwing a little diversity in there wouldn't be a bad thing.
GLB one more, there we go. Now when he comes home, he'll be good.
There you go.
Oh, thank you, brother.
Caught a couple times too.
Yes, he has.
That hook ain't learning him very well.
Not. Go get real big. I'll come back and get you again. Hey, if you're not at Kentucky Lake, you're missing it. It's just getting started.
That's right. Thanks again, I appreciate it.
No problem, guys.
Now let's see who else is out there having fun as we check out this week's ones that didn't get away. Here we have Jaybird Conrad with a very nice bass caught at Bullock Pen in Grant County. And to the right we have a large striper caught at Wolf Creek Dam. Both these fish were caught and released. Nice job. Here we have 7-year-old Mason Bennett of Metcalfe County with his first tom ever taken during the youth season. He is hunting with his dad. Congratulations. Fishing makes Aubrey Combs happy, especially when she catches bluegill this size caught at Wood Creek Lake. Congratulations. Here's 2-year-old Rylan Allen fishing with his dad. He caught this fish. It's his very first fish ever caught in Manchester, Kentucky. Nice job. Check out Henry Bowman here holding up his very first fish ever, a nice bluegill caught in a Boone County farm pond. Nice job. Here's 4-year-old Keyston Stone of Pekin, Indiana, who caught this nice fish on the Blue River. Nice job. Wesley Denny had a great hunting season. Here we have his first turkey, his first deer, and then a nice buck. Nice job. 5-year-old Jameson Hughes here caught a nice stringer of bluegill in Hart County. Nice job. Look how excited Grace Bopp was when she caught her first fish while fishing with her uncle in Moores Creek, Kentucky. Congratulations. We need to throw out a huge congratulations to Kentucky Afield radio host Charlie Baglin. This show was named Best Government-Produced Radio Show in America by the National Association of Government Communicators. The winning episode was entitled Kentucky's Red November, and it's based around the 50th year anniversary of the undamming of the Red River Gorge. You can listen to this episode by checking out our Kentucky Afield YouTube channel. And remember, hunting and fishing on private property is a privilege. Always ask permission and thank the landowner. Until next week, I'm your host, Chad Miles, and I hope to see you in the woods or on the water.